assuming that you get a say in like what college your kids get into or what they choose, what would you say that you would prefer them to incline towards when selecting a college?
I think for me, it comes down to finances. So depending on the financial packages of the different institutions that she gets accepted into, would be the final determination. But I would have her apply to as many and a variety of colleges as possible until she figures out exactly what would be a best fit for her.
And deciding what would be a best fit, would you want her to study out of state, abroad, in-state, something more local, but that would be a good college for her? Or?
Again, finances. So if we've had the conversation, if she can get a good financial package out of state, then she can go to out of state. But if she can't and there's no scholarships available, then she's going to have to do in-state. I'm not paying for her to go out of state out of pocket.
Aside from like finances and everything, you personally, assuming that obviously you do get a say to an extent, but on like your behalf, how willingly of her going out of state would you be?
I would be hesitant of her going out of state. But at the end of the day, I would follow what she would be comfortable with. And if it's a good opportunity, if it's a good university, if it offers, again, the right financial package for her, then I would do my best to support that.
Why is it that you feel you would be a little hesitant into her?
Because she's never left my side. So I don't, having her go away, it would be hard for me. But I also think that I would be supportive enough that if that was the case, that I would let her go. I ended up not going away, so I don't have anything to base it on personally.
Right.
So again, it would be depending on where she was maturity-wise too by the end of senior year, beginning of freshman year college, to see if going away would be a good option for her.
So in terms of like you having that bond with her and feeling so close, would it be that you would want also like something, if she did go out of state, that it would be something a little bit more like a smaller field, so that she can have an institution that would be kind of like a home-based type of environment, as opposed to like a big university where it would be like almost like an auditorium filled with like students? Or
I think that again, it would depend on what she's looking for. It would make some sense to choose something smaller instead of a big public university. But again, I think it comes down to the money and what would offer more opportunities for her to end up with a career and as few loans as possible, or as, not as much in debt at the end.
Right. So then, just in your personal behalf, it would just be based on obviously the financial aspect, but then also, I guess, like your inner self would almost not want her to go out of state, so she would be close by.
I would cross my fingers that she chose something closer. But again, it also would depend by the end of her her senior year how certain she was of her major. So if she was 100% or close to really understanding what she would want to major in, and if that institution would be out of state and it would be the best for that major, and she ended up choosing that as her option, then I would support that. If it turns out that, whatever she's deciding to major in is in-state, or the best option is in-state, then we will look at that. So finances for sure, but I think it's how certain she would be of choosing her major. If she was still undecided, I would also be hesitant to send her out of state for, something that she's not completely sure of what she wants to do. I think if she was undecided, I would actually encourage her to maybe do a community college option. I do believe in community colleges. I do believe that they offer a good education as well. And if her major was undecided by that time, I would encourage her to just go into a community college.
Is it then also that you would also want to be involved in her education then, all the way even while she's in college, so that you would want to be able to have some sort of connection and see what's going on in the school that she's going into, not just like choosing a college and then just her going off to it, as opposed to like not having any, not say, but more like, I guess like having feedback or being able to be involved in her whole like year terms while she would be in college.
So I think it,
Like
for
some
me,
sort of involvement.
there's as a parent, you have to kind of figure this out, and I haven't gotten there yet, so I don't know exactly how it's going to play out for us. But for me, it's important that she learns some sort of independency, right? So as much as I want and I hope to be involved in her choosing her college and getting her started maybe through freshman year and getting used to what it means to be a college student, it would eventually wing off to where she becomes responsible for her education at that point, and becomes independent. I mean, I think that's my goal, that she doesn't need my hand holding all 4 years in college, that by the time she becomes at least a sophomore into junior year, that she's able to navigate her own campus on her own, without the need of me having to find the resources for her and connect her to them.
Right. So you would want her to be a little bit more independent, so you would want somewhere that would also have the support that she would need so she can be able to be more independent from you and do things, I guess, more on her own.
Yeah. Definitely a college that's friendly to youth, right? That they
Right.
treat them with respect, and then they make them feel welcoming into all of the different areas of campuses, so that she can feel that she can go and ask anyone regarding resources in her campus.